What happens when your pipes burst because it is so cold that they end up freezing and breaking? I've had this happen once in my rentals before, and having pipes freeze are pretty much like the nightmare scenario when temps hit below 0 degrees, which happens sometimes. But in my case, let's talk about the aftermath, because if worst case scenario does happen, at least you know what to expect. First off, you have to shut off the water source. You don't want any more water damage than you're gonna get if the pipes are bursting and if there's water leaking. If it's really bad and there's no water coming out, then you might not even know that the pipes are frozen. Other than when you turn on the sink and it's not coming on. But first off, if you have water coming out, you gotta shut off the water and save yourself from any more damage. That's what we did right away, and then we had a plumber come in, and luckily they just had to replace a small section of piping. Depends on how much damage you're gonna have, but hopefully it's not too much and you can repair it very easily. After that, most of the work really came from the aftermath of cleaning up the water damage. It's kind of like having a flood in your house. When you have to clean up the water, you have to make sure you have all the equipment, all the fans, to make sure you dry out the area. If you have wood, you don't want mold in your property, so you want to make sure to dry out the wood, and then you want to have a dehumidifier so there's no moisture coming up again to prevent any mold damage as much as possible. Whatever you have to do, that's really it depends on the extent of how much water damage there is. But if you have a water pipe freeze and it ends up bursting, those are kind of what things you have to expect. Turn off the water, replace the piping, remedy all the damage that happens from the water that gets in your house, unfortunately, in this cold season.